Okay, can't quite tell who's on here. I think there might be some new faces, so welcome. Um, a quick gist of what we do here is once a day we flex our positivity muscles. So we practice specific skills that hopefully the more we practice them, the easier it gets to just have that be our normal way of going about life. And I thought today would be a good opportunity for a resilience practice. We've done this many times here. Um, so here's a definition of resilience. It's our ability to adapt and recover in the face of adversity, threats, or stress. So basically, any situation where we get emotionally activated, our mind gets hijacked, and now we're in reactivity mode. And our ability, I think, to get better at being in those situations, because that's the way life is, right? Things are going to happen that knock us off kilter, and so our ability to get back into a place of equilibrium is a pretty key skill. So there's these different aspects here that I'm going to focus on. The first one is bounce. So our ability to bounce back, right? Something bad happens, we feel discombobulated, we feel upset, we feel angry, whatever it might be. Our ability to relatively quickly get back up to baseline where we can say, okay, I can handle this. That's the idea behind bounce. Grit is the other aspect here. So I love this guy's hands. This guy's not getting paper cuts, right? Little staples as he's undoing paper aren't going to make him bleed or hurt him because he's got grit. He's got sort of a thick skinnedness, right? So the ability to maintain composure and perspective is what grit is all about. And then there's the reframe. So using our mind and our ability to look at whatever the situation is just from different angles, get a different perspective. Maybe what I thought happened actually didn't. Maybe that person was doing something completely different than the way I interpreted it. So we can use our cognitive ability here to shift our perspective. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's use our mind's ability to visualize and imagine ourselves in sort of redoing a situation that might have felt stressful. So close your eyes. Let's take a couple of minutes to arrive in this moment. I've had a busy morning already, probably a little over caffeinated. I can feel it in my body. So see if you can just get a sense of what's it like to be you right now. What's the state of the mind? How does the body feel? What's your mood? And we're just observing. We're not changing anything, not trying to tell ourselves that the body or the mind should be different than it is, but we're just observing and noticing, oh yeah, this is what it's like to be inside of myself right now. And with each in-breath, just take in what is. Each out-breath, let things be, surrender, just accept that this is how things are right now. And if that feels difficult in any way, then that's the edge. That's the acceptance edge right there. It's just to say, oh, gosh, I wish things were different, or I wish I was calmer or in a different state of mind. And it seems like things are like this right now. That's the move. And now let's use our memory and our imagination and creativity and give ourselves a do-over of a situation that felt discombobulating or upsetting somehow. So see if you can, don't overthink it, but just bring to mind a situation recently where you felt irritated, maybe angry, sad, something didn't go the way that you wanted it to, you were late for an important meeting, conversation that you wanted to have with someone just really went south. And using your memory, go back to that place, like really feel into it. Where were you? What just happened? How was it different than what you expected or wanted to have happen? How's it affecting you? What are the sensations in the body? What are the thoughts and beliefs bouncing around in your brain? Maybe you can even find some labels for emotions that you're experiencing in that moment: disappointment, anger, grief. And now here comes the do over. Imagine yourself right back in that situation, but you have the benefit of a little more capacity for resilience and self regulation. And see if you can explore what it would be like to add a little more bounce to the situation. It's not dismissing or negating that something uncomfortable happened. Maybe someone said something that felt hurtful. So feel the disappointment, the upset, but now imagine yourself to some extent just sort of shrugging your shoulders and saying, yeah, okay, this is different than I thought. Imagine yourself coming back up to baseline quickly, sort of effortlessly. We're not justifying what happened. We're not trying to explain it away. We're just looking at the cold hard facts of the situation. It's like, oh, this actually happened. How long do I want to stay in this place of upset or dysregulation? What would it take for me to just kind of bounce back up closer to where this whole thing started? Now imagine yourself being a little grittier. Again, think of that guy's hands. Imagine that's you. Your whole being is just covered in a thicker skin. You're just kind of looking at the situation going, gosh, my, what would it take for me to be less permeable in this moment? What if I had thicker skin and this event, the situation just wasn't able to penetrate as much or as deeply as it did? And then last but not least comes the reframe. So now using your mind to imagine that maybe there are other explanations for what happened. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. Maybe the other person's just having a really bad day and they're taking it out on you. It's got nothing to do with you. Maybe it was just one of those days where there was lots of traffic or an accident. And again, it had nothing to do with you failing to get somewhere on time. It's just, it's just what happened. So using creativity and imagination to just open up to different explanatory styles, different ideas about what's going on. And notice if this visualization changes your relationship to that mishap. Here you are, just a little bouncier, a little lighter, a little thicker skinned, not as sensitive, just a little more creative about explaining what happened, not taking it so personal. See if it shifts your feeling tone of your relationship to this situation. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Long, slow exhale. And as you exhale, just let go of this memory. Again, it was just a thought experiment. Hold the exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in and out. Relaxing your throat, your jaw, the eyes, the hands. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more. In, out. Just letting go if there's any remnants or any discomfort or tension from remembering this situation. Just let it go. This is now. You're safe. That was then. Hold the exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Come on back. If you want to keep going with that one, I might actually do that when we hang up. Yeah, the goal is to actually relive the experience, and the key here is the embodied sensation of what it's like to be back in that place, just be more resilient and resourced, and really use that to familiarize yourself with what would it be like to have more bounce, more grit, and the ability to reframe things. And I think it's a really useful skill to cultivate. So be well, everyone. Have an awesome weekend. See you on Monday, hopefully.